I did fairly extensive research on Ridgeway because I like to look up old maps on the internet and old articles, things like that. And the tornado that came through, like, it's all woods now, but it was described that the tornado came through, and when it was gone, it had sucked up all the topsoil from the fields. And like, there was somebody's kitchen staff who was found dying in a tree from her wounds, where the tornado had sucked her up and just slammed her into a tree. And there were other people that were killed, and other people got away. But it was, there were fields. So it was probably, Ridgeway was probably pretty expansive as far as land was concerned, because you'd have a house in its fields, a house in its fields, probably clusters of houses. I'm sure there was a town square of some kind. But it's really hard to tell now because it's woods now.
Dr. M.W. Peters, born March 22nd, 1810, and died October 31st, 1892.
Dr. Peters lived near here, and he was one of the first people to get out after the tornado struck in March of 1875, and he went around trying to assist all the injured. And he was the one that found the Kennan family. There was a mother and I believe 5 daughters that were all dead, and a house servant that was dead as well. And they're all buried in the Waverly Hall Cemetery.
Hey everybody, you're watching Sidestep Adventures. It's Robert, and this is probably going to be a pretty short video, but some very interesting graves that I wanted to show you. And we've actually covered this subject before, the town of Ridgeway. I think the video was called Searching for a Lost Town, and we're about to actually see some of the victims who were killed by the tornado of 1875. So this is very interesting right here. This is the Kennan family, and as I said, they were killed by the tornado of 1875 that destroyed the town of Ridgeway here. So the only marked stone says Kennan. 7 members of family killed by a storm in 1875. What's very interesting here is there are 7 markers here for these people. You can see them there. Of course, the marked one in the middle, and then 3 more. But if you notice about these markers, these are actually from the side of a false crypt, and these would have been the corner pieces. Now what's interesting about this is I heard that when the tornado of 1875 came through and destroyed Ridgeway, it also destroyed another cemetery in nearby Ellerslie, Georgia. And when it destroyed that cemetery and left all the stones scattered about, some of the stones from that cemetery were taken and reused to make makeshift stones for these people buried here. So that's what we're seeing here, with the false crypt corners being used as informal markers for the Kennan family. And I think that's just a pretty neat piece of history, a very tragic piece of history to see. I've actually heard many horror stories about the tornado of 1875 that destroyed the town of Ridgeway, killed so many people. The stories say that bodies were found between here and another county, and I heard that a whole family was found like hanging from a tree. The bodies had been picked up and left in the tree when they were killed, and that could have been the Kennan family here. All I know is it's a very, very tragic story, and it's really interesting to see their graves and how they were kind of made as makeshift graves used from destroyed graves from another cemetery. So I mean, there's a lot of history just in these seven rocks. All right, well, that was definitely some tragic history found in this old city cemetery, and it's raining down on us now. There's a storm coming in. So like I said, just a short video. with a little bit of tragic history. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.